Hey, I'm Kev Camelot, and welcome back to Valentino Rossi the game. As we've got different colours on our bike this time, as we've moved to the Honda of the Estrella Galicia team. And on the side, we'll go Navarro. And we are looking to do well in their home race around Jerez, an institution for the MotoGP, Moto2, Moto3 bikes. Very popular race. It's had a couple of clashes around the circuit as well over the years, just like F1 had in 1997 between Villeneuve and Schumacher. You've had Rossi and Gibernau in that final corner. And then we had Lorenzo and Marquez. And I think that was the year when they named the final corner after Jorge Lorenzo as well. It's a nice irony there. So we're doing our qualifying effort. Our first for a new team, as I forgot to change down the first. So a bit wide at that hairpin where that Villeneuve Schumacher incident took place 20 years ago now. But in the last episode, we had a very successful episode on our KTM Red Bull bike. Of course, we're going to continue that form in this one. We're on a circuit which is going to be harder than Circuit of the Americas last time out. Because I'm not the best around Jerez. You know, it's been kind of me in the past MotoGP games. But the AI are particularly good around here from what I remember. We're really backing the bike into the final corner, the Jorge Lorenzo corner. And that was not a good final corner if we're going to take pole. But we do for the time being. We're 151.1. I reckon that's not going to be good enough. But let's see, shall we? As we return to the pit. And session information, let's just skip time. As you can see, we're half a second ahead for Nati. Maybe it is going to be good enough. Take our second pole in a row. Ahead of Brad Binder and Fenati on our Honda debut. Very nice, with our teammate Navarro in 4th, Bastianini 5th, and Bulega in 6th, and of course Corrado, Antonelli, Bagnaia, and Di Villaloy rounding out the top 10. It's a very good qualifying. Did not expect that to be a pole, that. Very scruffy as you saw. But again, the AI a bit slower in qualifying than they are compared to the race. So it should be a bit more of a challenge in the race as improve most of our skills, braking, agility, physical condition, body position. When do we not improve our physical condition? And agility and cornering.
Greetings to all you racing enthusiasts. The 4th race of the season is about to get underway here at the Jerez de la Frontera circuit, the traditional home of the Spanish Grand Prix in the Moto3 class. The skies over the track are clear, and the latest weather reports are telling us that temperatures will be as expected at this time of year.
So we are looking at the grid. Niku is on pole. Second pole in a row. And our first with our new team, on our debut. Looking down the grid though. You can see Canet down in 15, our other teammate. So he's got some work to do in his home race. Home race for so many riders on the grid now. It really is a Spanish Inquisition in Grand Prix motorcycle racing in the last 25 years.
Riders are lined up, the engines are revving. Just a few more seconds and another Spanish Grand Prix will begin here at Jerez de la Frontera.
My number is slightly off centre. That is going to bug me on those little intros. Here we go, starting from pole, 6 that race. We'll get a good getaway. Spinder tries to take the lead, but we block him off into the first corner. Going a bit wide, but that allow Binder to dive down our inside. No, we'll not. Downhill into the second corner, such a tricky corner. Very easy to lose it under the brakes there. pull out through the third and slight braking into the fourth and a bit wide, and that means Binder's coming to attack us into the right hander though. Going a bit wide again. That should mean we can pick it up earlier and get a good run down this back straight towards the hairpin, the cul-de-sac corner. Binder's got a nice slipstream looking to our outside. Braking a bit late. Braked into the side of him. But we can see Fanati's coming through along for the ride. It's that Bastianini as well. That's all. Yep, I know, a bit cheeky from me. So hold it nicely through that left-hander. That was Bastianini. And oh! Just because I can't pronounce your name, dude. Stop trying to attack me. Trying to dive down my inside there. Now going through the fast right-handers at the end of the lap. So, oh, I took a lot of curve there. I almost lost it. Now the final corner. Been a very tricky corner to get that apex met. Well, we've done that. So at the end of the first lap we are leading, despite some indiscretions, by a second over Binder. His fastest lap went to DJ Antonio down in 13th. I don't get how that works, game, but okay. So using all the curbs to try and build in this first sector where the AI are pretty good. Look at that. Taking half the lead out of us as Binder behind. It's again very wide into that right-hander. Maybe Binder's going to have another run at us into this hairpin. But the last sector seems to be our strongest, and the middle sector seems to be a bit even. So there we go, we do hiccup the apexes. What are you doing, Binder? Trying to dive down or inside, had to take avoiding action. So we'll go through the left-hander, very nice. So the front of the bike pushing, I can feel. And the braking there. Could be better with my weight transfer. So that's what I'm controlling. I'm controlling everything with this rider. The tuck-in, the weight transfer, the braking, the gear changes as we've got Bastianini behind us. Yes, that was Antonelli up to second briefly, but now he's dropped back down to fourth. Going a bit wide into that right-hander. Might allow the AI to have a dive down or inside into this final corner. We're being very cautious. We're braking a bit early, but as you can see, now it's also hook up that apex. And also it allows them to fight behind, as Binder takes Bastianini for second. And once again we got that second lead. As I said, over a lap it seems to kind of play out, as we did the fastest lap of the race with a 51.8. So I've got to be so careful in that second corner. And that's a better third corner, could take it flat out over the curb. Slight lift through that left-hander though. Look at that, we only lost a tenth of a second that time around, so much better first sector. Once again, a bit wide in that right-hander, but I'll take it, as I said. Drifting wide, can cut off the corner a bit on the exit. Get a good run down this back straight, and we've lost no time there compared to the AI. Now this is a sector where, oh god, AI can gain some time as we got a bit out of shape heading into that left-hander, and again, with the bike drifting. Got a good run out of the corner. No, we got into a good rhythm now. We only lost a tenth of a second into that sector where the AI are much stronger than us. As Antonelli's now in second. There we go. A bit more adventurous into the final hairpin. Bit wide, but it will do. As we're into the second half of this race with a 50.5. And now we lead by 2.3 seconds. Very happy with our pace. But now you're seeing a bit of the conundrum of this game, because being so far back is a bit difficult getting through to take the win. With our qualifiers, you can see on pole. Makes the races a bit boring. So taking a couple of tenths out of me in that first sector. Been taking this slightly wider line into that right hand. It seems to be working well for us. But yeah, I seem to be in an unhappy medium at the moment. But in qualifying, with the AI being a bit slower, you can take pole. In the races where, even though I've got similar pace to the AI, I can just hold them off on the first lap, build a bit of a lead, and then if I'm consistent like this, it's not much fun. It's got a bit wide into that right-hander. Been again taking another tenth off us. Now, so you're seeing the problem behind us that they're battling like a hell for second. So there's no one who's ahead of the pack who can catch up to us and concentrate on doing in that rather than battling with each other. Let's go a bit deep into final corner. It seems like we've got good power out of it. So I've let my pace drop slightly. That's a second slower that lap. Look at that, we've still got a 2.5 second lead though. It's going to the penultimate lap of the race. Got the first corner horribly wrong. You've got to be very careful with the power out of that second corner. Slight lift when it. Oh, we're going a bit wide. Tyres are crying slightly. Spinner takes a half a second out of us in that first sector. Not half a second, wasn't it? So if he continues that, it could be an interesting last lap. As he didn't gain much in that sector though. So take that left-hander flat out and oh, a bit wide on the exit. And oh, got the brake and Orby wrong into the next left-hander. Okay, maybe don't take that corner flat out. As I can start to hear them though now. So they gained another sector. Binder's right on my tail, half a second back. We are going to have an interesting final lap. Now we nailed those right-handers. And that was nice into the final corner. Running it a bit wide on the exit, but again picking the bike up slightly early, cutting off the corner. And look at that, we gained almost a second in that final sector. So again getting that first corner all be wrong. But on the final lap of the race. So no mistakes on this final lap. Oh, so it will be a bad result for us as well. He's half a second behind. It's keeping this interesting, Binder. Seems to have held on to that second place as well. It's going towards the hairpin. Let's see the gap now. Going slightly, couple of tenths, and there he is, hello. Binder trying to make this interesting. He's got Mir up to third. Little Fanati, where's he come from? In his home race. So he nailed that left-hander, but here's Binder. On the final lap of the race, we got to defend. Oh, we go slightly wide and Binder's through. And now we come back at him. But what a final lap we've got is, oh, a bit slow in that right-hander. Oh, Binder takes a look. As, oh, we go slightly wide in the next right-hander. Really dive it down or inside. Don't think he's close enough. Does he just about hold on for the win? Congrats to Binder for making that interesting in the final lap, but a maiden win on our debut on board of the Honda, as we did the fastest lap of the race by around half a second. But Binder second, Fanati grabbed third in the end from Mir, with Quartararo rounding out the top 5. And in the championship, that means we climb up to second, just 5 points behind Binder. And level on points with Antonelli, is Mir up to 4th. Very impressive season from the Spaniard. Head of Burega in 5th, with Fanati 6th, Quartararo 7th, Bassini 8th, Migno 9th, and our teammate Navarro rounding out the top 10. And that means Honda have taken their first win of the season. Of course, they'll switch manufacturers, so now they're 18 points behind KTM. Mahindra third on 22 points, scored some points that race. Peugeot yet to get off the mark, but lots of reputation VR points once again from that Jerez weekend. And what an interesting race in the end. We were cruising for around 5 laps, and then that final lap, Binder came back at us, but it wasn't enough in the end for the South African, as we improved most of our skills once again. Rain ability, when is that ever going to change? And the agility did not get changed, but it's going to change in the next race. So, very good weekend in Jerez. As all, the doctor's got some words for us.
Guys, let's all meet next weekend at the motor range. Get your flat track motorbikes ready if you want to come.
Okay, so we're going back to the flat track. We're going back to the Moto Ranch. And we're going to be aboard our Honda. Let's go. 1.5 mile track. We're doing some qualifying. Oh, I've already gone the wrong way. No, my rider's down. That's not how it's meant to start. But again, we're just going to do one shot qualifying. So we almost lost the bike. Remember, don't go down the first gear, Kev. Now up the hill. We're holding someone up. There we go. We'll let you through and then we're going to get back past you. And up the hill. Drifting wide. Well, it's been a while since you've driven these flat track bikes. Slightly trying to acclimatise myself. Or re-acclimatise myself. Totally braked where I shouldn't have. Gonna use that rider to help me get by. So going straight ahead. So going wide. Another hairpin of death. And another hairpin. That's all they had in 0.7 to my that time. Thought that it would probably matter because I'm going to qualify last, I feel. No, Rossi did a 152. Yeah, we did a 154. 55 in the end. Let's try and do a clean lap. There we go, up the hill. Seem to be getting the hang of this now. Got to roll with the slides. There we go. There we go, we went off there. That will be our qualifying effort. So let's return to the pit. Yeah, repair. Session info. Just skip to race. Yeah. So we qualified 10th in the end with Rossi on pole ahead of Marini, Chad Reed, Legend, Morbidelli, and Baldassari ran out of the top 5. So yeah, give me the points and the reputation. And we improved our agility, our throttle management, and our body position. And now we're going to improve our race result, hopefully, from our starting position. So that's a good start. Got to 5 that race here. Looking round the outside. Oh, hello. Trying to hit me out. Oh, looking down the inside and being very adventurous. Our passing technique. Up to 4th, and then we go a bit wide. Drop down. Iron Baldassari. Take a win back. Oh, going a bit wide. No, I took down Reed. I'm sorry. Looking around the outside of Baldassari. It's so sideways, but still keep control of the bike. Yeah, that really drifted into the corner. So go up into 3rd. Oh, not. It's back down the inside. Nice move from the AI. Now we go a bit wide as Rossi and Morbidelli are fighting for the win in this first lap. Down the inside. We've done it. I think I'm finally up to 3rd. Taking the ride line, looks like Rossi got held back. Now we're looking around the outside of Morbidelli. Barge our way through, and then we go absolutely wide, almost into the crowd, down to 3rd. And down the inside of Rossi. Not able to make the move. This corner, which I seem to always get wrong. Put it right there though. Keeping the wheel tracks of Rossi. In better pass, our mentor. God, these are great fun, these bikes. There's no Reed's down again. We've cursed Chad Reed this race as we take the lead from Morbidelli. And then forget about the next corner. And drop back down to 3rd. God damn it. This is going to be our whole race, isn't it? Going to make up the positions and drop back down to 3rd. Around the outside of Rossi. Not going to happen there. Up the inside, up the hill. But it's going to become the inside from the next corner as well. Let the bike drift out wide slightly on the exit there, but worked out nicely as they do take 2nd from Rossi. Oh, okay, I outbraked myself and went into the side of Morbidelli. We're going to slightly wide. Seems like the AI really struggle with that uphill right-hander. So we retain the lead. But for how long? As you see, I'm making quite a few mistakes. It seems like every time I get into the lead, I drop back down to third. And oh, I've gone down. God damn it. We're not even down to third, we're down to sixth. We've got Foggier and Baldassari in front. Got to fifth. Now we're back with Baldassari. I had a good battle with a couple of laps ago. So you can do that again. Or not. Hello. Back through comes Foggier. Nice move. Oh, we get pushed onto the grass. And I get half a second. That wasn't really my fault, game. Come on. So I force our way up to fifth. Down the outside into fourth. No, go a bit too wide there, but we're holding on. Back to fourth. Oh. I look up way too much up the hill. So Baldassari back by. Oh. Foggier taking the advantage again. He is feisty. It's way too much and into the side of Marini. And now I'm back down to 8th. After a great first half of the race, I seem to be chucking it away on this third lap. As way too much back end there. Round the outside corner where we crashed last lap and where it all started to go wrong. Now we're back up to 7th. Got the inside Bagnaia and he comes right back. Oh, this is some great racing. The flat tracks. So you're a bit slow up the hill. So it's going to be a bit too out of control there. So there we go. Up into the top gear, 5th. Up into 6th. Recovery. No, run wide. But we're being aggressive now. Because we've not just got to take the lead, we've got to build a half-second lead as well. That's the line. So we've got in the middle of a sandwich there, but somehow come out with 3rd. So there's Rossi and Morbidelli still fighting for the win. There's hello Morbidelli. I'm back. I was like, they are very slow up the hill as we take the lead back. What a 4th lap this has been. It's now on to the final lap. Can we keep aboard this bike and build that half-second cushion to take the win? So almost lost the back end through that right-hander. That fastest lap of the race, 150.8. Got Morbidelli right on my tail. Oh, I'm behind. Bagnaia's gone down. Let's go very wide, and so is Baldassari. They've had a clash. Keep it in 3rd. Keep the revs high. That seemed to work a bit better. Oh, again, very wide into that corner. Doesn't really work backing it into that one. As we're going up the hill, and oh, we've hit the cone. Oh, we built 1.5 second lead. Now it's much closer as Rossi and Morbidelli are still battling behind. You can see their shadows. So, oh, bit messy. It says Foggy up to third. I told you he was aggressive. Now he's taking on the Doctor. Let's see if I can build this half-second lead as we go across the line. I think we did. I think we have won it. But what an entertaining race that was. Really do enjoy battling AI around that flat track, as he did the fastest at the race by a country mile. As we won from Morbidelli, there is Dennis Fogger in third, ahead of Rossi. They're making it 3 manufacturers in the top 3. But really did enjoy that flat track riding. Very tricky bikes to get a hold of, but as you saw there, it's very satisfying when you do. So that's some more reputation and VR points to our total. It gives us some more physical condition, body position, and agility. As I think that is another episode done, but another very successful episode. Had a very great round around Jerez, and then some nice flat track riding as well. But I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.